Do pharmaceutical companies care more about profit or patients?
To become a pharmacist here in the UK,
NHS is known all over the world
yes,
when it comes to the emergency, but still you need to wait 2-3 hours. You know, in the UK, when you are sick and you go to the doctor, they always gives you Paracetamol and nothing else. Why?
when you compare the job salaries, US is almost double what we get paid here.
Do you get the pressure from the companies to sell their product in the market?
Pharma companies spend millions of dollars or pounds.
In today's episode, we are going behind the scenes of a pharmaceutical industry. I'm going to speak with a businessman who's in this industry from almost 20 years. He's going to help us to know how to build a future in this industry. He's going to tell us what's really going on in this industry. Does pharmaceutical companies see us as a profit or a patient? Does this doctors are selling us a good medicine which will help us or just the marketing ones? So guys, let's invite the guest of the show. Hi Divyesh, welcome to Yogii Show. How are you doing today?
I'm all good. How are you?
So far, so good, yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself to my viewers, please?
Definitely, yes. So I'm a pharmacist in the UK. I've been in this field for last 15 years and came to the UK in 2006. So basically 20 years.
20 years.
20
That's a long journey.
No, it is definitely a long journey.
How do you find it? It's nice.
I mean, there are a lot of changes throughout the years, but it's definitely rewarding journey.
Yeah. So should we start?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go
So
on.
tell me, do pharmaceutical companies care more about profit or patients?
Honestly, because when we think about the R&D process for developing particular drugs, pharma companies spend millions of dollars or pounds. So their first time is obviously to get something which is like, curing or giving the good treatment to the patient. Yeah. But end of the day, it's all about the profits. It's all about the business. You must have heard of a lot of companies back in US, European companies. If you see the top 10 brands, pharma companies, they do millions of billions of business.
More than patient, it's more about profit.
Oh, yes. One of the good example, 5-6 years back, there was one injection for weight loss, semaglutide.
Okay.
So the company, the manufacturer, so their GDP, the country's GDP, it was equal to what the brand they were making. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which I'm not going to give you the name, but I'm sure
true,
people knows about it. Yeah.
So have you ever been told to sell any drug or any medicine which you don't believe in?
Not really in the UK. There's been a case obviously in India, because a lot of reps visit all the dermats or doctors, and they do, have influence prescribing. But here, mainly because we follow NICE guidelines, we have NHS guidelines, and we have to follow whatever the guidelines is. So we don't really get the reps coming to us and telling us like, okay, this particular drug you got to prescribe or sell to the patient, sort of things. Okay. So we mainly follow the guidelines. Yeah.
All right. So do doctors prescribe the good medicines or what's the good for the market?
Again, it's the case of what the guideline says. Sometimes some doctors, so it goes with the preference, not with the sort of influence from the pharma companies.
Okay.
So it's a good thing. So for example, one particular ointment or the cream for eczema.
There you go.
So there's quite a few different brands available in the UK market. Now, depending on the doctors, for instance, I am the doctor and if I have to prescribe something to my patient, so I have a couple of my favorite, so I'll probably go with that. Okay. But saying that, normally, again, it comes with the guidelines, local guidelines as well. So each CCGs, there used to be a CCG. So now the boroughs and stuff, so they have their own guidelines as well, depending on the population and stuff. And again, the main guideline is NICE guidelines and NHS guidelines. So you have to follow the guidelines for that particular treatment. So we don't really get influenced by...
so you just need to follow the standard and the guideline.
Yeah.
So is there something what local public or ordinary people don't know about it, and it's about how medicines are sold in UK?
I'm sure the NHS patients over the years, they get to know that how the process works. But again, if it's a visitors or somebody from abroad comes to the UK, so the thing is, we don't have much branding things here, like, particular companies or brand being prescribed. So the culture is here generics. So all the medicines is prescribed by the name of the actual active pharmaceutical ingredient. Okay. And then sometimes, depending on drugs again, some GPs or the doctors prescribe as a brand. And then obviously we have to stick to what is prescribed. So we don't really alter unless there's a real shortage. So there are quite a few. If you see the post-COVID and pre-COVID, we get a lot of shortage on the medications. The supply issues, shortage of the ingredients. Suddenly the price of particular drug goes sky high. So then we got to substitute with something which is closer to that particular drug. But again, NHS itself, they provide SSP, which is a shortage protocol for the drugs.
Okay, that's interesting. There's so many students. There's so many people back in South Asian countries or European countries. They want to come to UK and build their career in the pharmaceutical business and into medicine. What's the process? As you've been working from almost 20 years, you have a good experience. How would you say, like, okay, this is the steps you need to follow, or this is the things you need to do?
So again, entirely up to them. When we say pharmaceutical, so there's a different branch. For instance, if you have to compare the pharmacy in South Asian countries and here. So here is more about clinical. Whereas back in South Asian countries, or let's say in particular India, right? So it's all about industrial. So if you qualify as a pharmacist, mainly to do with the industrials or lab sort of service. Whereas here, you are a pillar for the primary care. So the first call for the patient is a pharmacy. And when you go to the pharmacy, obviously you will be having the consultation with the pharmacist. So it's more about clinical. Again, you have to have interest in the primary care sort of thing, seeing the patients, knowing their illness, listen to them, and then come up with the sort of help, assist them, prescribe. So all those sort of things, if you enjoy the community, clinical community setting. Whereas in industrial, again, you do a lot of research work, manufacturing, quality control sort of things. You work for the regulatory bodies. For example, you have MHRA UK, US as US FDA kind of thing. So it's all the government organization. So those are more about regulating the whole industry, like licensing things, how you control the...
So what are the license and certificates you need if you're in UK, and what kind of license certificate you need?
To become a pharmacist here in the UK, you got to be registered with the GPSC. And for that, General Pharmaceutical Council. So they are the regulatory body for all the pharmacists working in the UK. So you got to have registration with them. And for that, they have something called M-Pharm, which is like 4 years course. And that covers like all cell biology to medicinal chemistries, professionalism for the pharmacists and stuff. After completing that 4 years at one of the one of the UK universities, you got to do 1 year of pre-registration training under supervised sort of setting. So your supervisor would be a pharmacist working in either hospitals, industries, or community pharmacy. And then you got to take sort of entrance exam, they call. So we call it as a pre-registration exam. And you got to pass it at 70%, 70. You are given 3 chances. And if you don't qualify, you don't pass in 3 chances, then obviously you won't be able to register. You can't continue, or you won't be able to register as a pharmacist. So then you need to go...
You need to be serious first about
definitely, yes. Or you can then obviously go for the industrial platform.
One very interesting question. Back in South Asian countries, small shops sell the medicines, under the table, which is not legal. Does that happen in UK as well?
I wouldn't say about legality, because I don't really practice in those countries, right? But obviously I'll talk about the UK pharmaceutical things, or UK NHS or the UK pharmacy. We are not allowed to give out any medications which is not allowed without prescriptions. We, as a pharmacist, even let's say this particular pharmacy where we are, right? So if we don't have the responsible pharmacist for this particular day, we're not even allowed to sell anything. Forget about the prescription medicines. Once the pharmacist or he or she is in, right? So then once they log in as a responsible pharmacist, then the daily operation starts. So for all the staffs will be here, but they cannot operate without the pharmacist.
So it's very strict and rules and regulations you need to follow. That's interesting. So do you, as a pharmaceutical person, do you get the pressure from the companies to sell their product in the market?
Not really. Never seen such.
Do you need to hit some targets or something?
So we do get not a target driven, but we do get some sort of rewards if we do hit NHS targets.
Okay.
So we do a lot of pharmacy first services where like on all the minor illness kind of things, like you have sore throat or you got a infected bites, like insect bites kind of thing. So those things you can, the patients or the client can come to the pharmacy, obviously. And then the pharmacists have consultations. And if pharmacists find it like, okay, fits for sort of prescription medications, so we then and there give out the antibiotics or any suitable medications. Or we advise, if it's not suitable, then we advise the steps to
how to follow and what
follow. Yeah.
Because in a whole this world, there's copy of everything.
Yes.
Is there a copy of medicine as well, and how people can be safe from that?
Copy of back in time, like few years back, there was some sort of software came out where you can literally scan the medicine pack.
Okay.
FMD, falsified medicine. I forgot the last digit. So that's European thing.
Okay.
So when UK was a part of Europe, obviously we departed with the Brexit things. So that time we had this FMD things where we have to scan each and every single pack when we give it out. So it tells you it's counterfeit or not. But now we are not a part of Europe, so we don't really have to do. But all the main wholesalers, they still need to stick to that particular process.
Okay.
So in a way, we are making sure that NHS or the health department or MHRA, regulatory body, they're making sure that all the wholesalers or the manufacturing companies, they only come up with the genuine sort of medicines. So it's no counterfeit sort of things. I'm sure online you can easily find it because as you said, like copy, it's available, internet.
There's some social platform where I think
you can easily, and they might be bringing it from the like different countries or Europe or Asian countries sort of things. Yeah.
In the UK, this is when you are sick and you go to the doctor, they always gives you paracetamol and nothing else. Why?
That's not
paracetamol. Is it like something like magic or something with that?
Not magic, but I don't think I would agree to that. Depends if you go to the actual GP, and then depending on your like conditions, they will definitely give you some suitable things. They start with the step. It's like a ladder. Let's say talk about the pain, right? You got some sort of pain, whatever the reason, right?
Yeah.
Injuries or trauma kind of things. So they will start with the paracetamol or ibuprofen. If that doesn't help you treat that particular conditions or the pain, then they might give you something to apply topically.
Okay.
If that doesn't help, then they will, go on a second step.
Yeah.
Probably something stronger like an naproxen or codeine sort of base. If that doesn't help, then they will go on very higher sort of strength medications. So it's like sort of ladder rather than giving you high dose straight away. Pain sort of things is still fine for infections, right?
Yeah.
So when you have the infections, and some infections, you don't really need antibiotic. Naturally, within 7 days or 10 days, most of the infections, it naturally, fade away or it just goes away or it gets corrected, right? Now, if you have the tendency, like most people think like, okay, I just need an antibiotic for these things. Sometimes the infection might be the viral. So antibiotic is for the bacterial infection, not for the viral.
Okay.
So then antibiotic might not even work, right? And you as a patient thinks like, okay, this doctor's, I don't know why I went there, I stayed in the queue for 15-20 minutes, I booked my appointment for, 1 week in advance.
Yeah.
And he's still hesitant not to give out antibiotic to me, right?
Yeah.
But then there's a genuine case that you might not even need the antibiotic. And if you keep taking the antibiotic, what it means is in the long run, you become resistant to that particular bacteria or that particular species of bacteria.
Yeah.
So then taking the same again and again, it might not help you.
Okay.
So those things they think about, like not, okay, just give high dose and cure it straight away. No, it doesn't work that way.
There's one funny question, when the doctor writes the medicines, how a pharmaceutical person can read it? Because a common person can't read it.
I think
it's very hard to read it.
Yes. If you would have asked these questions 10, 20 years back, it would have been much validated. Now we get everything digital. So it's all computer generated things. We do then, we still get a lot of handwritten things.
Yeah.
But see, we are a pharmacist and that's our duty or sort of practice everyday thing to read that particular things.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are a lot of scenario like where we don't even make out like what exactly it says, because there are a lot of similar names, similar strands. So we have to make sure that we don't end up giving out the wrong things to patient. So sometimes we double check with the prescriber, whether it's a dentist or doctor or a hospital. So we ring them and make sure it's the right things. Yeah.
That's interesting. So tell me, is it true if you have a good connection with the doctor, he will prescribe the medicines from your pharmacy or from some certain brand?
Not in real sense, but if you, I mean, that's why I always say, like, go to the GP that really have good rapport with.
Okay.
So for example, the patient, because sometimes the patient thinks like, okay, I don't get my appointment at my GPs, or, oh, this GP is not ready to give me this prescription sort of things.
Yeah.
So when I say rapport with the GP, in a way, even if he doesn't, or if, let's say the female or male GP, if they don't prescribe you certain things, but at least they will listen to you and then come up with something that helps you with your condition.
Yeah.
But not really. Like, I don't think the GP has sort of favoritism. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you know the surgery, you may be able to get appointment very fast.
Okay. So you just need it. You need connections.
Connections, yeah.
Okay. The work there as well.
Yeah.
The connection works here in the UK?
Works in the sense like, you call them, they know you. So if that is a slot available, they will probably give you on the same day. But again, most of the surgeries are run by the software sort of appointment.
Yeah.
And it's always like a 1 week fully booked.
Yeah.
So they can't do nothing.
Okay. So tell me, what is the biggest lie or marketing spin you have seen in pharmaceutical advertisement?
Lie, obviously in the marketing sides, it is also run controlled by sort of regulatory bodies. So certain medications you cannot advertise. For example, weight management or weight loss sort of things globally, not just in the UK. It's on the peak.
Yeah.
People are so crazy about losing the weight, getting back to the low BMI kind of things. So those sort of advertised literally a couple of months back, the MHRAs and NHS health department, you cannot advertise. They literally said to all the pharmacies, you cannot advertise this particular drug. You can probably say, okay, we can help you with the weight management, weight loss sort of things, but not with the name of the drug.
Okay.
So that's something, but again, it's not a lie, it's just something. But I have seen one of the brand, obviously not going to take the name. So they advertise or market this particular thing is for migraine or a pain or a back pain or a muscular pain, muscular strain. But if you see the ingredient is exactly the same. So you have one particular drug and you market it like different way.
Okay.
Let's say I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different packs.
Yeah.
And everything says, all the 5 packs says different thing. So you got a flu or cold and flu. You will definitely go and say like, okay, it's written cold and flu. So you will take it as a cold and flu. But if you ask the pharmacist, or it's like cold and flu is not there, but you can take this one. It's the same thing. But in back of your mind, because it doesn't say on the pack that it's not cold and flu, you might not take it.
It's playing with the mind.
But so for me, I know it's the same ingredient.
Yeah.
All 5 has the same ingredient. It's just a mimic, market mimic sort of things. Like, okay, you just want to market it in a way that people think this is for them, but it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's my personal favorite question. Like right now with the AI and the online pharmacies, the way they are growing in the market right now, do you think they will replace the stores and the pharmacies, or they will take a job of these pharmacy people?
Most probably not, but they will definitely help us screen the drugs. For example, the new molecule, it takes years and years of scientist time, or the pharmacist time, or the formulation scientists. So when some sort of drug is in development, it goes by stage, right? So if AI can help screen out stage 1 or 2, and come up with a molecule that fits proper complex. So that will help all the scientists or the companies reduce their manufacturing, R&D time by so and so years. And even if it's just by 1 year, it will help them save a lot of monies.
Okay.
So for example, I know I need to find something for this particular disease, right? XYZ disease. So then I will go through a lot of different sort of molecules. I will screen them and then come up with a base fit of 5, which cures or which helps with that particular disease. But then to screen 5 out of 1,000, it takes me as a company like 2 to 3 years, right? And I spend a lot of money to do the testing, lab sort of things every single day. So if AI can, I have seen like they can randomly screen things, AI, and that will probably help screen drugs quicker. And then end of the day, you still need to have the doctors or pharmacists standing to have the patients.
That's true.
It can, in a way, to curb down the like sort of informations. So it will give you the best informations available. But then end of the day, pharmacist or the doctor has to take the decision to which fits better for their particular patient.
Okay, and what is the disease according to that?
Yes. Yeah.
So why are the drug prices different in the UK than other countries?
So drug here, it's almost everything is controlled or regulated by NHS England, right? And it's almost free for everybody. Now, if you go to US, it's mostly private or you have to have the insurance. If you go to India, it's all private, almost private, right? So the drug price here is basically whatever I dispense or give out to the patient under the NHS prescription. So I get reimbursed by the NHS England. I don't take money from the patients. So end of the month, whatever the pile of prescriptions we get, we have to send it to the NHS BSA, which is a business authority of NHS England. So they will go through the each and every prescriptions. They will mark it under. They give out the codes for each and every pharmacy and the GP surgery. So they will know when they start scanning under the software, this many, like let's say 5,000 items have given out to the patients from this pharmacy. So they will calculate items, how many items, quantity, and then there's a fixed price for each and every drugs. So there's something called drug tariff, and it comes out every month, like every month's updated version. So we have obviously I wouldn't say Bible of but it's a lot of information there in terms of what we get paid and things. So it's a fixed price. Doesn't matter how much I buy it from the different companies, but I know that I will get reimbursed this much. Sometimes we do get higher price, buying price. So we got to balance it out. But again, if we have to give out to the patients, we have to make sure that we source it for the patient and give it out. So the price control here is mainly done by the wholesalers or the manufacturers. What they say is like shortage. So if they don't find the actual API or the supply to make that particular drug, and then sometimes they might hold it just to put up the prices. But again, the NHS do ask them, they find out, and then if the price is going up, obviously they will reimburse. But the truth is, we as a pharmacist, we don't have any control. It's all the manufacturers and the wholesalers in the UK. So they have the full control over the medicines.
That's
like the pricing.
So it's like you can't, you would say like you can't rob people. Everything is.
We can't, no. But wholesalers or the manufacturers, so they have the access to the supply chain. So they can. I'm not sure if they do, but I'm sure
there is
they
something.
have.
There is something. So NHS is known all over the world.
Yes.
Have a good respect in the market, but when it comes to the reality, when it comes to the emergency, they call it emergency, but still you need to wait 2-3 hours. Why? Why it happened?
See, whenever you have sort of free base or free things, the structure, and back in days when they started this NHS things, there wasn't this much populations, and it was freely going and everything was there. But now if you see the ratio of the population compared to 20 years back, it's huge. At the same time, we don't have that many doctors available. It's again to do with the NHS. They should, or the local trust, NHS trust, or the hospitals, they should have more doctors available for the emergency. They do have enough doctors for sort of wards and stuff. But when you go for A&E, which is accident and emergency for the walking sort of things, they only have 1 or 2 doctors, and they have 20-50 patients lining up, waiting area.
And they need to give time to everyone.
So that's something, again, obviously it's not good for the community. So the government may be able to, I'm sure they must be thinking to fund it more and get more doctors.
So do you think there is a future of people in a medicine and a pharmacy? If someone wants to come to UK and all.
Medicine is always evergreen. So that's not something that recession will hit the healthcare department, like health industries.
Yeah.
But I have seen a lot of doctors or the pharmacists, like qualified pharmacists or the doctors from the UK.
Yeah.
They travel, like, they change their destinations or, professions.
Yeah.
They try and go to US,
Okay.
UAE, Singapore. So better sort of prospect in terms of salaries, less hours, sort of things.
Yeah. Better quality.
Better quality of life. I mean, we do have quality of life, but when you compare the job salaries, US is almost double what we get paid here.
Okay.
And not just medical, I think for ITs and everything,
Yeah.
So that's why they prefer going there. Or if you have their own surgeries or sort of businesses, then obviously it's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Before we finish, what advice would you give to the viewers and the people who wants to come to the UK?
Obviously, I have worked all my life for NHS pharmacies, different from pharmacy under NHS. NHS is the best things UK people have. So in a way, I don't think any countries have sort of facilities and stuff. But again, when you come here and say like, okay, day one itself, you will get the good jobs and stuff. It entirely depends on your own caliber, right? How you break through the job interviews and stuff. Once you qualify and stuff, it's definitely a good jobs and prospects. But thinking that, okay, it's that easy to get into it, it's not that easy. You got to give some times. You got to learn things, have some sort of experience. Once you get all those sort of things, definitely it's a good go.
Is a pharmacy a good business?
Pharmacy is definitely a good business. Yes, yeah, definitely a good business. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It was
Thanks
pleasure
for
having
having me.
you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode of today. If you like what we are doing, please don't forget to subscribe our channel and leave a comment and let us know how we're doing, what better we can do and what else we can bring for you. So see you next time.